Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Cinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
All right. Super exciting episode this week. Cinzia and I had an opportunity to have a Zoom chat with O-Town. And so it's recorded. It is ready for you guys to see. We're so excited for you guys to see it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to us on YouTube, following us on social media at Boy Band Break. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter.
TikTok, kind of.
Interview, and we'll talk about everything else afterwards.
Woo!
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Make sure you toss on one of those nice pouty filters on me, okay?
No problem.
Because, I want to look good for y'all.
You look good all the time.
How are you ladies doing?
Okay, so I'm Cinzia.
Yes, come on, stop.
Diane.
Stop.
Cinzia, Diane, nice to meet you.
Hi,
Nice to meet you
guys.
again.
We have met before one time. Well, one time for me. 2 times for
We
you.
have.
2 times
All
for
right.
me. All right.
Where are you guys located?
So we're in Canada,
Okay.
Hamilton, Mississauga, so near Toronto.
I was going to say, did we meet at a Toronto show? Okay.
Yes,
Mhm.
Sweet.
yes. For
Is
sure.
that, there's Lee's Palace? Is that right?
Maybe?
That was
And
in
I
Toronto,
actually met you
yeah.
guys like way
In
back.
2000.
Yeah, we did
2001,
that twice.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
So yeah, so
Oh, you met us in 2001?
Yes.
So it was like a radio station contest.
Wow.
And she got to meet you guys backstage, and they took pictures and said they were going to send the pictures, and they never sent the pictures. So
No.
Oh,
so then we all
that
met
was
you.
Tarzan Dan. You need
It was. It
Dan
was.
on the
It was
phone.
Kiss 92.
to phone.
Kiss 92.
Tarzan
You had to
Dan.
like
Yeah,
go.
you got to get Tarzan
uh,
Dan on the phone.
Yeah. You had to like go to some, I think it was furniture store or something. And like you had to be like the 90-second car in line. And then you would win. It was insanity.
Oh, so people were just like
Oh, yeah.
trying to ram each other.
Yes,
that's where all the-
exactly.
Yes. And,
The funny
yeah.
thing
They're
is,
Sit out there counting cars.
Yeah.
Tarzan
Much.
Dan didn't send you the pictures, but he pretty much like he still does radio, but he also like takes beautiful pictures for a living right now.
Oh yeah.
Tarzan
Really?
Dan does?
Is he still
Yeah.
in
He does, yeah.
Calgary?
Ballet.
What?
He specializes
like-
in ballet.
Yeah, like dancers. He photographs a lot of dancers. Like he's like a go-to guy for like if a dancer needs these like epic shots taken.
That's cool.
How the hell did that transition happen?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, when
Everybody
you're
has a
radio,
hobby.
you're gig as well, right? So
Yes. Side
I
hustle.
can say
Side
that because I
hustle.
work in radio. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I didn't know that about him. That's pretty awesome. You know who was just down here, Dan? Jeffrey David was just down in San Diego.
Oh yeah, did you see him?
No, I saw that he was surfing at 6 a.m. He actually texted me on Instagram and he said, call me or text me or call me. And then I saw him post on Instagram that he was surfing. And I was like, oh, he probably like wanted me to surf with him. But
That's funny.
yeah. His
Welcome
daughter
to the
just
chat,
came here.
Trevor.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
Good. So I'm Cinzia, and this is Diane.
Hello, Cinzia and Diane.
Yes, and we're from Canada. We were just saying that Diane met you guys years ago with Kiss 92, and she never got a picture because they lied to her. And then I actually met you guys at a mall in Mississauga, and my friends and I made you bears that looked like you. We had like the hair and all that stuff. And
I remember that.
stuff.
Oh, I
So,
think I
yeah.
remember that.
So that was the
Bears,
first time we met you. Actually, I think that was also with Kiss 92 because
It was.
we followed the rules and we went to the mall like early, but they said you can't come before a specific time, and they gave out all the tickets. But we're like, but we made these bears, and they're like, okay, you can go. We're like, yes.
Nice.
So yeah, and
I
then we
swear
met
that-
you again in London,
Oh, yeah.
London, Ontario, like a couple years ago, I guess.
Mhm.
One of those things in the park, and like it was like the nicest meet and greet we've ever been to because there was a river behind us, and we were just like,
That was a very nice. That was very
I
nice.
remember that.
We were outside.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
We
fun.
were singing
That was
outside
fantastic.
by the tree.
Yes.
Yes, and I was. Let's see. Never mind. I was just going to bring up this
question,
book that
really
I
important.
Oh my
mentioned.
God, she just loves this.
So when you guys were leaving, I was like, hey, Erik, have you ever read this book? And then you're all like, what are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
You have no idea what that is?
Have any of you actually read that
Oh,
book?
is that the crystal book?
It is the
Oh,
crystal
Is that
book.
the crystal book, Jake?
Yeah, I've never read it, but
I
yeah.
never read it either.
Well, let me tell you, she's a really big fan of Erik. So that is featured well throughout this book.
That's crazy. So Jacob was just in Mexico,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
And
we were
he,
down in
by
Cabo.
chance ran into her, right? Is that what happened?
Oh no way.
Yeah, we were supposed to be down there for a wedding that ended up not happening because of the COVID rules, but we still had our tickets. And we're like, oh, let's just go down there. And yeah, she was down there with her husband, which was hilarious because I haven't seen her in 15 years. Easy.
That's awesome.
Wait, way more than that, probably.
It might have been. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Let's see when this
I
was
bet.
written, guys.
That was written in 2002.
What did she say about Erik? It's funny thing is I remember at the time.
2002, you're right.
What did she say about
She had
Erik?
a major crush on Erik, but then like Erik just kept dating other people. Like there was like a party where he brought some girl upstairs to listen to music, and then she was all upset about that. And then she also mentioned that she was outside at a concert once, and a girl came up to her and showed emails about how big, not pictures, but talking about how large Trevor is. So that was also part of the conversation. So yeah, it's a very entertaining book. There's also life advice and Jesus, and you know, there's
Life advice.
I tell you what, she could have used a graphic designer for that cover though.
Yes, yes.
Let's see that again. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Who drew that? Like a
But yeah, no, it's
girl?
super positive. And then she dates one of the guys from Wave. I don't know if you remember that band. They had like two songs going to California. They were like a Canadian band.
Oh no.
Yes, and
No.
it was the ugly one too. And I was like, really? That one is the one you? I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So
Wait, so
Well,
you've
Funny
you
with
had
the
this
full circle of Krista
had
is
this
she ended
book
up.
on
Oh,
ice
sorry. This is,
solo?
sorry.
What happened? You guys all just talked over each other.
yeah, there's a delay. I'm sorry.
No,
Erik is-
no,
Erik
Yeah.
is frozen.
yeah.
But he's
That-
frozen in
oh.
every position. It's like
I was just asking if they kept for this long for this conversation.
no, honestly, when it
No,
first
go ahead,
came
Jake.
out,
I'm getting a delay too.
I've always wanted to go on tour with bands, and I'm like, that would be so much fun. I was like, oh my God, this is a girl going on tour with O-Town. I'm like, how much fun is that? So, and it's funny, I actually met her. I didn't realize that I had met her until I was reading the book in London, because my brother was a big video game fan. So he had the Lunar video game. So I was like, hey, can you get Ashley to sign this? So she actually went and got, because I thought it was Janie, but then I realized it wasn't her.
Right. He was.
So that was, but
he did like the voice for that, right?
yeah, he did
Yeah.
the voice for that. So then I had this book and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. And I was like, that's fun. Like, what a cute, like, story and stuff. Then I totally forgot it existed. And then we were going on a road trip, a boy band road trip. And then I was just like going through my books. I'm like, oh my God, guys, I have this book. We're going on a road trip. Let's read this book as we're
Oh
driving
my
so we don't get bored. And I totally forgot like most of it. And I was just like, what the hell am I reading? They're just like,
I was driving and she was reading. I'm like, this is not what it really says. And she was like, no, this is what it actually says.
that's fantastic.
I didn't know, but I remember in the moment, like I remember when we heard that she was putting out this book, I personally had nothing to worry about. But I remember thinking like one of these guys had to hook up with Krista. Like one of it's gonna come out in this book. One
No,
of these guys
sadly, that
Tell
did
her.
not happen. And she's very
I was
sad.
always that was my
Oh.
fear. That was my fear when I heard that she was writing a book. I was
Your
like, who
fear,
did it?
Dan's fear. That was his fear. Oh,
Who did it?
Oh God.
Oh no!
Oh,
Someone
please.
was hooked up with her.
Oh, please, a girl's on a bus with 5 guys and she's gonna hook up with one of them. No, no.
There's a really
Say
funny
it-
line
say
about
it
you guys
isn't
not wearing
so.
your shirts. Hold on.
No, but it would've-
Stop.
No, and you
The tell-all.
until she shows up with a kid that looks just like Trevor. He's like,
Or it's the reverse, and Trevor's, not so well on.
Oh.
Then you would have more to say about the book.
yeah, I know.
Like, well, I come off great.
There's
So
It's like it
some
starts off
facts
at
in
one
the
point,
book.
like
There's some facts that are in the book. Some of the book is facts.
Something is a fact.
dumb.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll tell you this: like, if we were ever gonna hook up, Krista came. I mean, she was literally
Here we go.
every day leaning on my junk because she came on the road to
help with Jake.
to stretch out Jacob's back as his nurse, and essentially was just like basically servicing all of us in like massaging and physical therapy.
Yeah, like Deshaun Watson.
Servicing is the wrong word to use.
Yeah,
No, I picked it correct.
that's not the best.
No, but there's like a part that's like the thing that says that you like, I guess she's like giving him a back massage, and then you're like, I want a massage too. Me too. And then you all take off your shirts, and then she's all like, this is like the best thing of life or something.
I don't really recall that ever happening.
Wait a minute.
Like, we all need back
Photocopy
massages.
this book, and then I'll mail it.
I remember that. Yeah, I
It's
remember
We
that.
really
oil
some
up.
of
Did
it
we
has
oil
to
up
be
and
fake.
hug each other?
Oiled up.
I think
Fun.
that the way it actually happened was it was happening after the show, and we were like getting dressed. You know, it's not like we were like one at a time. I want one next. Then I want one. Then
What about
me.
me?
And Krista, you will have me last.
And we're all doing pec flexes at the time.
That could be another VIP that you guys offer. Really.
There you go.
A pec flex VIP.
I'm in.
Awesome.
Yo, that was
All right.
crazy. Jacob sent me that picture. I was, it's been so long that I haven't seen her. She looks different. She has, she's a brunette now, and she's, a lot thinner. And I just couldn't even. I honestly, it took me a second. Like, who is this? Who is this? And then, the eyes eventually lead the way, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Krista, dude. It's like such a blast from the past.
Yeah, she ended up marrying like my elementary school best friend's older brother that I used to torment because he was in high school when we were like in 4th and 5th grade. And so it's funny because after not seeing and hearing from her for 15, 20 years, they're hooked up. And I'm like, that's amazing. Like, I know both
Like,
of you guys.
what are the
from
odds?
childhood. Yeah. And they never met. Like, they're from 2 different worlds of mine. So for them to meet
Oh wow. Okay.
and get married, I was like, how the hell did you guys meet? This is crazy.
Small world, I guess.
That's awesome.
So more importantly, there's a big question looming, and I'm just gonna go out with it. Do you girls coordinate your bandana wear every day?
No, literally only
Or
on your
just when
call.
you're-
A good question.
Listen, we're inspired by Chrissy Teigen.
She's inspired by Chrissy Teigen.
Oh, okay.
My friend started
No,
wearing
because-
bandanas in Nashville, and I'm like, those are cute. I'm gonna buy some, and then they're really pricey, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna wear them now because I'm sitting at home working in quarantine, talking to nobody. So yeah, fun times.
Well, O-Town was very keen on the bandanas for quite some time.
I remember.
True.
They were light.
We were
I
a
mean-
bandana band.
Here's what you need. One of you needs to just do this.
Bandana around the wrist.
I
There's a
still
legend.
daily,
Yes.
Yes.
daily.
There's a legendary story where Jacob threw a fit because he was the one in the band. They got to wear the studded belts.
Okay.
So if one of you,
I bought a
Got
studded
to
belt.
wear.
I was like,
Not
what
even,
the fuck?
it's not like I got to wear them. I was the one who wore them.
yes. So one of you needs to put your foot down and say, I'm the one that wears the Chrissy Teigen bandana, not you. There's
Yeah.
only room for one Chrissy Teigen bandana in this podcast.
I forgot to put
And
the
it can-
face jewels
She was
on.
gonna put face jewels on, but we were watching The Simpsons and then ran out of time. And we're like, oh shit. So
What's your favorite face jewel? These that go right here?
No, I like to put it here and then above my eyebrows.
Oh, eyebrow accents.
I just used to put stuff here back in the day, like
Mm.
cat's eye
And
crystal.
do you use like glitter?
No, I bought them on Amazon and then I use eyelash glue to stick them on.
Seems like a lot
Oh.
of effort.
How long do they last?
With the eyelash glue, they last surprisingly long, especially because
Like
it's kind
a
of cold
week
here
you just
still,
stick it in it?
and I'm not sweating.
See, we coordinate looks, so our looks are our identity. So like I did man bun for a couple of years. Now Dan said, hey, E, can I be a man bun guy for a while? And I was like, sure.
Dan.
Hey,
So
you know,
now I just let it
gotta
flow.
share the man bun.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
And then you guys share those
Never asked
leopard
me. He
shorts
just
too.
did it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to do that back in the day because, you know, as fans of boy bands, like you can't like the same one, right? So you got to be like, oh, you like Chris from NSYNC? Okay,
Yeah.
Chris is off the table. I can't like Chris now.
Okay, let nobody
Yeah,
else is
in every
fighting me for
group.
Chris, but that's nothing. I am
Oh my
so
God.
upset and jealous that you guys are doing a show in Ohio with Chris, and it's just like the border has been closed for over a year and we don't get
Yeah.
anything. We're actually in another lockdown, so we're stuck home till like May 6th, and it's just like it really sucks to like see things opening up in the States and not being allowed to go there. And yeah, so it's good. Not fun times, but
Yeah, we hear that's pretty brutal. Like what's going on up there. Sorry about that. We actually weren't really. They don't really talk about it here. Like we only know about it from these Zoom calls. And Chrissy Ta, who lives in Toronto, actually, she was telling us about it, and that it came at a huge surprise to us. We just didn't know.
It just sucks. But Diane's actually getting a vaccine next week, so she finally, because she's a teacher, so she got priority here. I'm
Nice.
low totem pole person, but you know, whatever. Eventually we'll all get it, hopefully. So have you guys had a chance to get it yet, or are you thinking?
I get
of
my
it?
second dose I get my last dose on Thursday. My second dose.
Yay.
Your last dose. You know you have to get another one in 4 months, right?
I mean, I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll get as many as it takes.
It is what it is.
If I can leave my house, I'll do
I
whatever.
just want to travel somewhere. I want to go anywhere, and I want to go to a concert, and that's so. Thank you guys so much for doing these sessions concerts, because like it's the first like sense of normality we have, and we're put you guys up on the screen and like sing and dance and stuff. So at least that's fun. So we're looking forward to the one on this Saturday, right? So that's good.
This Saturday, yeah. Jeez, the last one.
Yeah,
Yeah, you girls are old school. You girls are old school making the banders. So like you're gonna, I think, appreciate this one. That's
Yes.
coming up.
I used to watch the Live from New York video like so many times, and I would make all my friends watch it. And then I made all my guy friends watch it. At the time, none of them were gay, but they are now. So I don't know if that has any.
You're welcome.
I think that was what planted
Clearly,
the seed.
clearly that was the seed.
Turn to black.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah,
That's what we aim to do. That's not, honestly, that's not the first time I've heard that. Like I used to get Twitter all the time. Like, because of you, I came out, and I was like,
oh, that's good. Or not, I don't know. That's got to be kind of flattering, I guess.
all right, cool. Like, well, where I can help.
Yeah,
Glad I
it's,
get
it's not a
help.
book written about you, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a girl.
Right?
Oh, it was a girl. Okay, that's a little weird.
Yeah, like because of you. Like,
Josh.
No,
No,
this is
it's not
Ocha.
Josh.
Okay, here's my dad.
Hi, Dad.
You got to come in.
Hey, what's up,
Hi,
Dad?
what's up, Dad?
Yeah.
You got to come here, buddy. Come.
Hello.
You got to bend down. We only see your.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Hey.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What's Pop sipping on that lean? Pop sipping on that lean?
Yeah, that's
That purple
yeah,
drink?
he's Italian.
He's
Yeah.
Italian, yep.
Yeah. He's
Got that purple drink, that wine. You got that red wine.
yeah.
Yeah, vino.
He just randomly brought home chickens today. So we have 3 chickens in this makeshift greenhouse he's made at the side of the house, because this is
Hey.
what quarantine does to him when he's not
That is amazing. That's
Normally
so
he's
cool.
in Florida now. So yeah, so he's like, what I do at home? I don't know.
That's where I'm going on Thursday.
Why does your dad sound like Mario?
Mario?
Your dad sounds like Super Mario.
Like there's so many, like we actually we do fringe festivals. Have you guys heard of that? Like they're plays. So it's like a festival, it's all over the world, and then you like make your own play and you get to perform like 7 or 8 times during this 2-week period, and you get all the money and stuff like that. So we just make ridiculous ones because we're not professional actors. And then I was on the wait list 2 or 3 years ago, and they called us and they're like, hey, a spot came up. Do you want to do a fringe festival play? So I called my sister. She's like, it's a week away. No, we're not going to do this. So I called them back. I'm like, yeah, we're good. And then I was like, shit, what are we going to do? Like, we haven't written a play at all because we're total procrastinators. So we're like, all right. So we just ended up doing like tea time with Cinzia and Lydia. And it was pretty much us just telling stories about our family, and especially my dad. So, And then like people are like, "Oh, your dad's not like that." I was like, "No, these are 100% true stories." Like,
So
I-
what is your dad's name?
Yeah,
so he ended up coming to the one show, and my grandmother was mortified. She, "Why you make fun of your dad? He's such a nice man." And like she's the mother-in-law, right? So she's like the golden son-in-law. So she's like, "But my dad." So we had said something, and I'm like, "Oh," because there was this. We don't have time, but there's this story where he talked himself out of a ticket in Florida by pretending that he knew the cop's dad by like, cause asking him where he's like, "Oh, my dad." He's like, "Oh yeah." And he like found out what city he was from and the dad's name. He's like, "Oh my God, I know Joe, that fucking a guy." So he's like, "You know my dad?" He's like, "Oh," he's like, "That the shit that we used to get into." Oh, so he like does this thing and like literally talks himself out of a ticket. So we're telling this story at this play, and this guy in the crowd goes, and we had this like Q&A section. We're like, "Does anybody have any questions?" And this guy goes, "Yes. Do you?" Because my dad's in the audience. They're like, "Yes. Does your dad know my father?" He's like, "Well, of course I know him." Blah, blah, blah. And he just starts fucking like talking. It was nuts.
That's good timing. Good timing, Dad. Yeah.
What's your dad's name?
Tony.
Oh,
Tony.
of course.
Of course it is.
Antonio.
Of course it
Tony.
is.
My mom is Maria.
Antonio and Maria. Benito.
I know a Cinzia spelled just like you. I know one.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have met like two in my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah, her name's Leteri. Her dad's super Italian. His name's Enzo.
Yeah. That's
Classic. That's a fire name though. Enzo is a classic
Enzo.
fire name, bro. An E and a Z in your name, bro. That's crazy.
My nonna is Vincenza, so for some reason she thinks I'm named after her, which is not. Like, I guess we both have C's and Z's, but I was named after a gypsy in Italy. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right.
You making a latte?
So
over there?
any
I think he's making macaroni and cheese. Honestly.
Sorry, I'm finishing. I had to make a quick dinner. I'm trying to multitask here.
Oh, look at you in dad mode. Good job, buddy.
Any questions? Any personal O-Town questions you may have after all these years of
We have like a tiny
other than the
request.
Krista?
Can you so our podcast is called Boy Band Break. Can we do like a quick like this is O-Town?
You're listening to
a
Boy
drop?
Band Break.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Is everyone on board?
Whenever you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Three. 1, 2, 3. Hey, this is O-Town, okay? 1, 2, 3. Hey, this is O-Town.
This is O-Town.
Delay. Oh, jeez.
We gotta do it one at a time.
Maybe you just say your names and then
one at a
just
time.
say
One at a time, and whoever's last takes it. What am I saying?
All right. I'll do it last.
and then say thanks for listening to Boy Band Break or listen to Boy Band Break or something.
Thank you for listening to Boy Band Break. Okay, great.
Perfect. Beautiful.
So I'll go last.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
Hey,
What's
I'm
up,
Dan.
One more time.
Damn.
Okay. Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
Hey, it's Dan.
What up? It's Trevor.
This is Eric Michael, and you're listening to the Boy Band Break, baby.
Woo!
Awesome.
And watching.
Awesome.
And watching, yes.
Yes.
Oh, should we do another one?
Should we do
Sure.
another one? Sure.
You're. Oh, how about a
Because we're on
generic one?
YouTube and on like all of the podcasting.
How about a generic one? Like you're on Boy Band Break.
Cool.
Oh, it's time for the Boy Band Break. How about that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
No
Cool.
though. Just
It's
Boy
just
Band
Boy
Break.
Band Break.
Okay, cool.
No,
No the.
you're listening to Boy Band Break, or you're watching, or
It's
you're.
time for Boy Band Break.
It's time
All
for
right,
Boy
so
Band
it's
Break.
time. I like it. Let's do this.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
What's up? It's Dan.
What's up? It's Trevor.
And it's Eric Michael, and it's time for Boy Band Break, baby. Let's go! Bam, 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 bam.
Let's go.
Oh my god,
I
that's
have
awesome.
to
Love
admit-
it. Thanks, guys.
Punches towards the camera on Zoom read really well.
Yes.
Like that?
Super fast.
It's so much energy.
Yeah! I feel like
Oh
Chris
my god.
Farley over here.
Well, if any of you would ever like to be a guest on our show, by all means, please hit us up. I think Trevor actually promised us earlier and hasn't.
Yes, I will do it. I told you I would. I will.
Okay, cool. Do you have any last things before? I just gotta say, I just want to give you guys a shout out for having really cool meet and greet opportunities, like the board game stuff, the laser tag. Like, we are poor and cannot afford it. And we almost did the St. Patrick's Day one.
Yes.
We were like,
Oh my
so close to going to Florida for that. But I'm like, I just think it's great that you guys are thinking outside the box and doing something more fun than just like, smile, okay, leave. Like, it's have you guys ever done an escape room?
We should totally.
We
do
have,
that.
yes.
We have.
Other, but not for.
We've done it with each other.
Because I think that would be really fun, because you could probably go to one that has like 4 different rooms or whatever, right? And then we can compete against each other to escape
or
faster.
Casa Loma.
Oh my God.
There's a place here
in Toronto. It's an old castle, and they actually do escape rooms, and they have actors, and takes you through. It's pretty.
And you
cool.
can do it with like 20 people.
So you can
See, that sounds cool, but we were more thinking about like manicures and pedicures with everybody for the next
Oh,
one.
so cool.
Truthfully, those VIPs are, I think, as much fun for us as they are for everybody who's participating. They really are. Laser tag was awesome. A Top Golf was so fun. Like the barbecue, we've had a lot of really good ones.
Yeah, those VIPs helped us turn the corner, and I think we try to, we try to price everyone in, right? Like
no, and it's not that like we probably could do it. I think it's more the travel and stuff.
We're also spending too much money on another boy band. Oops.
Exchange rate.
Why don't we?
Well, we got to see you guys later. I'm just kidding.
It would have been in sync, but they broke up, so it's back.
Yeah, like which one? Nobody else is doing show.
BSB. It's BSB.
A lot of Nick stuff. He does a lot.
That's
of
a
lot of Nick
He
stuff.
likes to come to Canada.
He comes to us.
He
to be
comes to
fair.
us. That's true.
That's
you guys
true.
can do, so yes.
Not
so
this
The
year.
last, I think the last time we were in Canada was Regina, right, or something like that.
Probably, I think so. Yeah, that is a little far from.
And
us.
that's nowhere near you guys.
It's usually easier for us to go see you guys in the States, because it's like
a lot of times. Yeah,
it's just much like, because we live like an hour from the border, so it's like pretty quick and stuff. Yeah.
Detroit.
So what? Maybe like
quarantine
Albany,
sorry.
like Albany, or maybe like
anywhere
closer?
kind of like
We usually do like within like a 6-hour drive. See, is reasonable. I feel sometimes
we do a lot of like anything in New York, Boston, Chicago.
Boston we go to a lot.
Crazy. It's crazy when you go to Detroit. You can literally like feel like you can throw a rock.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
Detroit's kind of scary.
Right when the water is
No.
it's like Canada's right on the other side.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I'm like, oh, that's it right there. She's like, yeah, that's. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yes, it's super fun. So yeah.
Like your boat can't like. If your boat tries to like go on the other side, you get in trouble. It's like a lake right there. There's boats out there.
Yes. If you try to swim across, you get in trouble.
They
frown upon that. That's actually the worst border crossing. Is that one?
Oh my
They're
God, I
like
hate
so
it.
mean there. Like horrible.
Yeah.
They're like, are you bringing anything? They're like, no.
It's literally
like,
right there. Like if you had any thought of trying to do it, that's the place in the whole place. To
No,
do it.
we've
Like,
crossed in Buffalo like hundreds of times.
yeah.
But for some reason, and they're always nice. But for some reason in Detroit, they're like so crotchety and they want to be like, how do you know each other? And we're like, we're friends. How are you friends? Like, okay.
Because it's funny, because we always used to say, oh, we met at a concert, right? And we're like, well, how are, she's like, we can just say we're friends now. We don't have to say that we're Backstreet Boys friends. We're like, okay, fine. And then they're like, well, how do you know
Oh my
each other? She's
gosh.
like, we're friends. And they're like, well, how are you friends? And they were like, Backstreet Boys. And she's like, fuck off. Like, she was so mad. But also they've asked us if we're taking anything into the country. And we're like, no. They're like, really? You didn't pack clothes? You don't have clothes in your suitcase? I'm like, who the fuck declares clothes?
Oh my
when we go
gosh.
over a
Look at all
border?
smart ass.
Like, here's 3 underwear and like a pair of
you don't have
socks. What the fuck
toiletries?
is wrong with you? Like,
You don't have toiletries? You're not gonna brush your teeth, huh? Your
Yeah.
breath is gonna be poo poo. Is that right?
Okay, I hate to cut it short,
Oh,
guys,
you
but
guys-
I
you
think
guys
Robin
gotta
is
go.
cutting us off
But
here in
yes.
like seconds.
all right. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And
Love
we'd
you
love
guys
to,
so
well,
much.
can't wait to see you. And we will pay
Thanks for
big
doing
money for
this.
your next.
Oh, Canada, you guys will be here soon.
Love you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so how hilarious and amazing was that, guys? Like,
So good.
unbelievable.
Our first boy band interview. So that was very exciting that we were able to get O-Town. So, and for such a long interview too, because I don't think we've ever actually had a video chat with a boy band member that lasted that long.
That lasted more than, I think AJ McLean from The
AJ was
Bachelor
about 5 minutes.
holds the previous record of 5 minutes. So
Excellent.
They did not hang up and run away.
it was supposed to only be 3, so we were happy with 5.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have to say that I'm very impressed that they didn't hang up the phone, the video chat when I brought out this book. So for those who do not know, we had talked about it obviously briefly, but it's called Girl About Town on Tour with O-Town by Krista Richards. And this book is very rare because I went to go look it up to see if I could buy another copy of it. And it's currently at $1,000 on eBay. So,
Wow.
Yes.
This is the book that Lou Pearlman put a cease and desist on.
That is correct. Yes. So the boys, as you heard in the interview, also have never read this book. So maybe we might do something about that in the future. Maybe we'll read excerpts or something.
Or we can interview Krista.
Yeah,
With some more juicy gossip.
That's a good idea. I don't know about interviewing Krista. I don't know if after this,
I don't think
it's gonna
we
be like,
want
but if you guys are interested, we could definitely. For copyright purposes, I don't think we can read the entire book, but
It's
we
also
can
very
definitely-
long. It's like
You could read like some exciting
Yeah.
parts.
258 pages. So
take out specific excerpts that you're interested in hearing about and read those and just kind of delve more into like what the book is about. So if you'd like to see that, drop us a comment. Anyways,
do you guys have any questions about the interview or?
No,
any-
it was good.
any parts?
I laughed, I cried, I cringed. There was a lot happening in that interview, but it was good. It was good otherwise. Well done, guys.
We also had a lot of questions that we didn't get to, and apparently Trevor has agreed to be on this podcast in the future. So let's we'll give him a little bit of a break.
Saying that?
even more, you know what? Even more reason to subscribe.
Yeah, so who
because
knows?
You don't know.
You don't
That
know.
could be coming down the
That's
pipes.
true. We don't
That's
know.
Slide into the DMs
Let's
there.
manifest it.
Indeed. Yeah, so thanks so much for O-Town for sitting down with us, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, and like kudos again because they do like a lot of really cool things with their fans.
Yeah, their
And
VIPs are very good.
when the world opens up again and we're allowed to travel and stuff, we are 100% doing some VIPs because
you definitely.
For sure.
Where I know some people are like already opening up and they have, it's mentioned in the interview that they have concerts coming up like in July, and we're just like, no, we can't go.
one of them is actually in the hometown of my relatives in Canton, Ohio, and I'm just like,
Is that where Chris and
no, Chris is going to another place in Ohio, but still, yes. So
Bruno?
double Ohio gets
Hopefully we can
O-Town.
go to the one at the end of September.
Then there's also one in Nashville, I believe, in October, I want to say. So yeah, they seem to keep adding dates. So go check out O-Town.
Maybe
O-Town
by
official.
fall we'll be fully vaccinated,
Hopefully.
ready to go.
Mhm.
So while we're on the O-Town topic, we Diane and I were able to do a VIP after party, and we've been kind of recapping them in our previous episodes. So if this is your first time here, we have done the Valentine's Day concert and the St. Patrick's Day concert and the 20th anniversary concert. So you can go listen to our recaps of those. And then we also talked about the after parties. So fun fact that I just found out right before this after party is that
We're really dumb, guys.
we are
Sorry.
very dumb because we're just like, okay, there's like 40 people in this. That's like a good amount of people. No, obviously O-Town is a little more popular than that. So they actually have split their after parties into at least 2, possibly 3. And each after party actually has different questions because before the after party happens, they send out a survey saying, hey, if you have any questions, fill this in and send it out. So I was talking to a girl on the Boys 2K convention, and she's like, oh, it's great that you guys are talking about questions because ours are different. I'm like, ours are different. What the heck are you talking? And then I'm like, oh my God, we're dumb. She's like, yeah, mine's at 9:00. Yours was at like 10:15. I'm like, yes. So anyway, so
So a good way to divide them up.
yeah, which is good because then you also get a little more FaceTime too, and it's fun. So they have like the real questions, and at the end they unmute the microphone, and it's just kind of shenanigans.
The real questions.
Like the submitted questions, and then they answer it, and then but there's like no feedback because we're all muted, and then at the end they kind of open it up and like chat with people. So yeah, that was good to see like some familiar faces as well. We saw Deli on this one, and yeah. So, anywho, on to the questions that I took really quick notes. So Dianne, please jump in if my notes do not make sense, which I'm sure they
This
will.
is always entertaining. The notes are always entertaining.
The only reason like we actually did this is because I think for the first after party, we were just first of all, we didn't know what to expect in the beginning. If you've listened to that already, we really didn't know like what we were getting into. So we didn't bother taking notes. I think we were just like
we'll remember, and then we didn't.
Live in the moment, whatever. And then we were just like, what happened in that? I don't even know. And then
the second one, we took notes.
We knew what to expect. And so Cinzia was like, oh, we should take some notes so we remember like what the actual questions were instead of just having to be like, what did they talk about? I don't even remember, whatever. So she like took some brief notes and then
that
I
forgot about again.
We got some feedback from some people that were like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing this, because I was in the other after party and I obviously you don't know what happens in the one that you don't attend. Yeah. And we were like, there's two, you say. So
yeah, and if any of you guys were in the other after party and want to tell us what you guys talked about, by all means, go for it. But yeah, my notes last time involved Trevor's penis, I believe, and I was like, what?
No, that was in the interview.
The one before, the tearaway one. And I was just like, these notes make no sense. So hopefully these ones make slightly more sense, but who knows?
Hey, all part of the entertainment.
Okay, so first question was something along the lines of, when was the last time you felt most at peace? So Erik said, well, meditating, which obviously makes sense. Jacob was talking about his morning routine because I guess he lives near the beach. So the sea air, he sees whales and dolphins.
Remember the beach.
He sets his day up. The sun rises.
The problem, we can go to the beach. The problem is the beach is Lake Ontario.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Okay, well, he is on the West Coast.
Yeah, America has nice beaches.
I think what you mean is the ocean.
The ocean.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
surfing and does fun things like that.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, I'd be at peace too if I saw a whale.
I think so. Yeah,
maybe not a whale.
A dolphin.
A dolphin, maybe.
Dolphin, yes. All right. Dan wrote, what is this peace word? And what does that? He said it. Sorry, he didn't write it. What is peace and what does this mean? Because as you know, Dan is a father.
Yeah.
And does not live on a beach.
And he doesn't know peace because he has children?
Yes.
I mean, you take care of children, Sophia. I think you know that peace is a rare commodity when there's children around.
This is very
his daughter kept coming into the interview too at certain times. It was pretty funny. She just like kind of like popped in. It was
cute.
Pretty funny. And then
your facial expression.
Who am I missing?
That's very entertaining.
I'm missing Trevor, but for some reason I put E. And then maybe Erik said
for
this.
Erik?
Dan making the band house peace and cool vibes.
I think for some reason, they started talking about
the last time Dan was at peace was when he was in making the band.
My understanding is they all
his room.
Let her talk.
Okay, the thing is with Zoom, or not Zoom, or one of us has to talk because once someone talks, then it cuts off the other person.
Right.
So, Dianne, go ahead.
My understanding was, we know during making the band, they all lived in the same house. But I think even after they were O-Town, they like gave them a house to live in, like all five together.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they were referring to. And I guess during that time, Dan was very like, the mood has to be peaceful. I want my room to be peaceful, blah, blah, blah. I think is what I understood from that. And what I remember.
All right. So that was the first question. Then it was, what is your favorite moment in the last 20 years with the band? So band favorite moments.
That's a lot of moments to.
Yeah.
So so they're like, this is kind of hard to narrow down. But Jacob was like, New Year's Eve 2020 was one of the last things that they did together. So that's like 2019 into 2020.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So that was a big, I guess they did a big show, which I believe I wanted to go to. Yes, I do recall that. Yes. So that was one of their big things.
Is that the one with Pitbull?
Yep. No. This was not in Florida. And then also apparently they did something really big for.
Wait, Dianne wants to say something.
I think Chris was also there.
He was there.
Yes. Chris is in everything.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
was like 16 hours away from where we were in Florida, so it was not worth it. Anyways, also in 2010.
Wait, Diane wants to say something.
Okay.
Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, in case you didn't know.
Thank you.
Okay. So are we good there with this one? So that was 2020, but then also in 2010 they did a New Year's thing as well. So I guess they do something every decade, and that was a lot of fun for Jacob. A lot of good memories on that one. Dan said New Year's Eve in Times Square after 9/11. I guess they performed. I don't know if it was that year or the year after. He said it was very super patriotic.
Okay, I'm like,
was
that seems like very like, hey, dead people, are you ready to rock? Like, that was
No,
like,
that
ugh.
was not. That was
that's
not
not
it at all.
right.
No. So it was kind of saying like how like America was coming together after this tragedy.
I
and
could
then-
see how, Lydia, I could see where
Thank
you
you.
would go. Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sophia. Yeah.
Well, that was not.
My bad. I misinterpreted that.
Yes, of course. Trevor said performing in a stadium for the first time was one of his favorite moments.
Okay.
Which I believe he said they were opening for Britney, I believe.
Yes.
Ooh,
And
that's a
Trevor
good one.
was a big Britney fan as well, so that's
I would like to perform in a stadium as well. Just that's a
so
nice
that's
life
pretty
goal.
cool because he's like thousands of people are just there, so that's good. And also the whole process of making the band was one of his favorite moments because that's the first time he met the guys, going through the whole thing, the TV stuff. So
I also would like to be on a reality show.
see, there you go. You and Trevor can be BFFs.
Yes. Well, I mean, you know,
And then
Jake, and not Jake. I'm sorry, Ashley.
yes,
Ash. But yeah, do I
You
guess
want
we're
to
not
switch people.
I guess we're not mentioning him. He who must not be named.
could mention
Ashley Voldemort. Ashlamort.
For those of you who haven't been following O-Town since the revival, it's just the four of them, and Ashley is not there. But
Lydia loves Ashley.
If you go into our videos, you can see my reaction to his cameo that
Yes.
he
I
said.
don't think the vibe is hostile though. You
No.
guys
No.
know at that Rewind con. It's not like they hate each other or anything.
No.
No,
you know,
they said hi to each other.
yeah. The place separated them. They weren't beside each other. Like
Yeah.
Ashley was on the actor side of this like kiosk that was
So
selling
it
crap.
seemed like there was some beef, but they did say hi to
But
each
they
other.
did talk to each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm sure. they were
Okay.
fine.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
He didn't pose in any of the boy band pictures, obviously, like when they did the group shots with the oh my god, I was about to say NSYNC. That is not the band. With O-Town, then it was like the four of them. And then anyways. So Erik's favorite moment of the last 20 years is when they decided to come back as a band, because obviously, they took that hiatus, and the Kickstarter by the fans, because that was kind of the thing that they were like, do they want us to come back? I don't know. We don't have like a record label. We don't have any money behind us for this project. Let's just start this Kickstarter, see how it goes. And if it goes well, then cool. And then obviously it went really well, and they were able to fund the CD and all that stuff. And they've just been steady ever since. So I feel like that's good
awesome.
answer. Good answer.
Yay.
Good job, Townies.
So the next question was something about hilarious moments in the.
Here is a pen. I feel like you always
You know
need a
what?
pen during
I
every
don't even
interview.
know if maybe this is just a continuation of that question. Because maybe they were just chatting some more. So Dan says hilarious moments from the last 5 years. There's been a lot of them, including Jacob insulting Gino's Steaks guy to his face. I don't know. I think that's a restaurant. So I think it's a restaurant or a chain of food.
I
Gino's
believe
Steaks.
we were talking about how they drive themselves, like when they're on tour, they more or less drive themselves from show to show. And so they're just like road tripping, just like all of us, all of them together in a car and whatever. So I guess, we know how that goes. Like, I guess, you're tired. There's like hilarious moments, whatever. So I believe, yes, they stopped somewhere to get food, and then something about
it wasn't good or something.
Someone is like slamming their door outside.
So then he insulted the man
Who made the food?
not
Ouch.
realizing he was the owner or something.
Oof.
So apparently this was a hilarious moment because everybody was dying except for Jacob. And then another moment that they mentioned was obviously because they're boys, it's much easier for them to go to the bathroom on the side of the road as opposed to stopping at a gas station or something. So it was dark, and Trevor and Jacob were peeing beside each other. But Jacob ended up pissing in a red anthill. And then somehow the ants just like crawled all over it, I guess.
Oh my
I guess he
God.
pissed them off.
Yeah.
And then so then he had all these red ants. So he gets back in the car and he starts like itching. And then he's like trying to take his trying to like shake this. So then he had his feet out the window trying to like shake the ants
Oh my
off.
God, that's hilarious.
But it wasn't working, so he eventually ended up like kicking his socks out the window, I think, to get rid of the ants.
Oh my
So-
God.
So yeah,
That sounds like it was hilarious.
Yeah.
so that's some more late night shenanigans because it was dark and they didn't see where they were peeing. So,
Fair.
so
Totally fair.
there you go.
That's like a 1 in a million shot.
Oh, good times. Good
What are
times.
the chances, right?
Mhm.
What are the chances? Okay, so
Wrong band.
I
Yeah.
know. Okay, so the next question was, if you could remix a track from the first album, which one would you do? So Erik said "We Fit Together," which I think is a good song on its own.
That was fine. Yeah.
But yes, Dan said "Liquid Dreams," and I think kind of more to like update it with
I
like
agree.
the
That
newer
I
people
agree
and
with.
stuff, right? Jacob wants John Legend to redo every 6 seconds.
I think that was a joke, Cinzia.
But he said it in a, he's like, like very like slow, and everyone's like, what the hell are you talking about? So I'm like, obviously. But I'm like, that would be interesting, I guess.
I think it was
Yeah.
Every 6 seconds.
I think it was a joke.
It was a joke.
It
But,
could, I could see it happen.
but who knows? Maybe.
Just tweet him out.
Tweet him out.
Yeah.
And then Trevor
Tweet him.
said he would want to remake The Painter, but make it faster because it's a very slow song.
Or like a 90s remix.
Yeah. So
That'd be cool.
all good.
Yeah, all good suggestions. Yeah, absolutely.
The next question was, what is the favorite merch that Dan has designed?
He designs merch.
Which seemed very specific, but I guess Dan takes the lead in this, and I guess the other guys do input or whatever. But
It seems to me like Dan designs at least the majority of their merch, if not all of it.
yes.
Oh.
And
So
they-
maybe it explains a lot.
And guys, like honestly, they apparently like are mailing out their own merch also. Like this is not
We're like hands-on grassroots.
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
hustlers.
again mad respect to O-Town.
Mad respect to
Yeah.
O-Town.
Good job,
So,
O-Town.
Erik
Way to
said
hustle.
his favorite thing was the All or Nothing t-shirt. All or Nothing at All t-shirt. Trevor said the Lines and Circles Faces album cover because it was good as the album cover, but then it was also good as merchandise. And he thought he really liked the whole like look of the lines and circles. Jacob said the gold foil first shirt. So I guess who doesn't like shiny gold foil on things? That's good.
This is true.
So then at this point, there was some chatter in because there's also like a text exchange going on. So you can like, because we're not allowed to talk, but we can text and a thing. So then everybody was calling him out on the new merch because they are white leggings. And they're like, what the hell, Dan? Why did you make light white leggings? Nobody wants white leggings. And then he was like, it's the aesthetic. It like goes with the thing. And then they were like arguing. And then people were like saying some other stuff. So then they're like, you should let the fans decide. And Dan's like, you know what? Yes, the fans can decide, can design it. So then he can, I don't know what that is. Probably not work as hard or something. Oh, so he can retire. It was kind of like, it was like a joke about how like, hey, but also they're open to ideas. So if you have any ideas, send it Dan's way so he doesn't have to work as hard. And then he was like complaining about how hard it is to get the other boys to agree to things and stuff, which other boy bands have also said in the past. So, yes.
The trouble with teamwork makes the dream work, but also
See?
when
Democracy.
right
Lots of opinions. Yes. Okay, so that was good. And then the next one was the most random thing thought of on stage during a show. But then Erik's like, instead of us saying what the most random thing in our head is, let's say what the other guys are thinking during the show. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So Erik said, as Dan would be saying, when am I going to get backstage to eat dessert? because apparently Dan buys like fancy desserts
Oh,
during the day and then gets excited to eat these desserts afterwards. The thing.
yeah. Good job, Dan.
Dan was, as Trevor was saying, if I squint my eyes hard enough, I can read the Lakers score on the TV.
Oh,
Yes. Remember we went to a concert once when that happened?
Because he's old?
No, I didn't really understand that.
I think it's because if you play in a bar or something.
How often is there a screen showing the Lakers game in the background of an O-Town concert?
yeah.
But I
Okay,
don't
so
know if maybe
I'm
someone's
assuming it's like
a phone or something.
no, I'm assuming it's like a sports bar or something, or like when they went to Top Golf and did it, and there's like screens all around playing things. We went to post Serial Joe show where they were performing at a bar, and you could watch them
Every
watching the
time.
Olympics the entire time, and I'm just like, hey, people are here. But yeah, so anyway, so that was the thing, and then Jacob, as Erik said, if it's not gluten-free pizza, I'm going to kill someone, because apparently he gets very hungry after shows, hangry, if you will. And obviously he has a gluten allergy, I'm assuming, or just really likes to eat gluten-free
He
things.
said at one point, oh, that was after the show. I don't know if we entirely mentioned this. After the 20th anniversary show, the last two ones, Trevor was live, but Erik went live and he was talking to someone and he said, I'm fully gluten-free now, which leads me to believe that he was only partially gluten-free before or not gluten-free at all. So I don't think it's an allergy. I just think it's a life choice, which is cool.
Or maybe he feels better. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, he needs gluten-free food afterwards. Because then he was saying there's only so many like things that he has to pick off all the bread and eat the things, and he just wants to eat something like that, right? And then Trevor as Jacob is Jacob wondering, is my e-cigarette in the back? Because obviously Jacob smokes e-cigarettes, vapes, or whatever that is called. So that was them, what they were thinking on stage, and then they all laughed and were like, yes, these are all true. This is what happens when we're on stage.
So they know each other very well.
That's good.
That's good.
You'd think after 20 years that would be the case. I mean, I know there was a break, but you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
I'm
Sorry,
sure
I'm
they
trying to-
talked during the break.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to read my writing. It looks like TV bingo, but I don't think that TV binging.
Yes, what show are you
And
binging? I remember that
And
now.
then there's TV binging show. Yes. Trevor is watching The Kingdom. Jacob is on a pause from The Kingdom because Jacob's fiance wanted to watch The Crown. So now he's like fully invested in The Crown and needs to like, and he's like, oh, things are, and then with like Prince Philip dying, he's like, I know, I was just catching up to like whatever. So he's very thrilled about The Crown. Dan, I didn't.
And
hear.
about Philip being dead. No,
I don't think so.
No.
So then once The Crown is done, he's going to go back to the kingdom.
Okay.
Dan, I didn't hear. I don't know if he said it or he didn't.
I don't remember, to be honest. I wasn't taking notes.
And then Erik said snowfall.
Yes. I just saw actually a commercial because we were both like, never heard of that show. And then I was watching something the other day and it was like Snowfall returning, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, hey, it's the Erik show.
Is it some sort of like Marvel universe thing?
No, I believe.
Snowden?
No, it's about drugs. Snow. If you
I was like, is it about a blizzard? But
Canada?
No.
That makes sense.
The preview for the show led me to believe that it was about drugs.
Drugs are bad, okay.
Mm.
Okay, anyway, so that was that. The next question is, what accomplishment do you want to have in the next 5 to 10 years? And then it was like
Being
confusion.
signed to a label?
But then I think they decided that it was personal and not band related.
Oh, okay.
So then Trevor said he wants to buy a house.
He doesn't have a house?
Isn't the house?
No, he's like renting. I think he just moved to like New York or New Jersey or something.
Oh.
Okay.
Possibly. So
damn you, Lou Pearlman.
Honestly, as much as I love O-Town, that made me so sad. I was like, oh my God. Anyways, carry on.
Dan wants to move to Europe so his son can join an academy of
Soccer. He wants
son.
his son to play like elite soccer. And then he's like, that's not really my goal though, or my accomplishment. And then they all agreed that it was because it's his son and he would have to help him or like whatever.
And then the son can make lots of money. I don't know. It's like,
And then
anyways,
Dan could retire?
In Fundo Town.
who knows? Anyways, so then Jacob would also like to buy a house in his current neighborhood. And then, and the reason why he wants it in his
Feelings.
But like, okay, to be fair, they're like living in LA, right? So I'm sure that's
I was gonna
San
say,
Diego or
where they live is probably like houses are really expensive, which we can totally relate to. I can't,
True.
but I'm also not in a very successful band, so I don't really know. I think here's the thing that I think
they moved around over the years. Like I don't think like they had a specific.
Well, and here's what I'm thinking. If my livelihood was a band that wasn't, raking in millions of dollars per year,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like what they've decided they're going to do. Like, I think they're all in, you know what I mean? They're not just like side hustling this. So you're going to reinvest a lot of your money in the group to make like a better show and a better CD and like rent out of like the space to do these concerts and hire these camera guys. Like they don't have a record label as far as I know.
Yeah, I believe so.
True.
Funding everything themselves. So I think a lot of their money goes back into the band.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore the profits, if you will, are probably not.
And it's not as stable, right? Because like with a house, you have like, you have a lot of fixed costs every month. And when you're renting, it's not as fat. But
True.
And then you got
honestly, like, sometimes, and this is no shade to anyone, but like sometimes when you buy these experiences with other groups, you kind of just think like, oh yes, it's another $500 in my pocket that's going to go, somewhere.
It means
nothing to them.
Yeah.
Right. Versus like with a group like O-Town, it means that much more. You know what I mean?
True.
So you feel better about spending the money because it will be put to good use versus like, oh yes, add it to my very large bank account.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point.
Super valid point.
Yeah.
And also Jacob really likes his neighborhood because he wants to teach his daughter Everest to like dive and climb cliffs, I guess, or cliff dive, or I don't know. There's just a lot of nature and like good stuff in that area. So that's where he likes the area that he's currently living in. And then Erik would like at least 2 of his multiple TV projects to be picked up. Did not know he had any TV projects, so that's pretty cool.
Well, I wish him well. Good luck.
Yeah, so I know Lance from NSYNC has a lot of TV projects. I don't know if any of them are.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the Unicorn, which is like it's like an investment TV show, which seems interesting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's not a far stretch from being a musician, is to do TV stuff. So good luck to Erik with his projects. Okay. So next question was, what is your favorite quarantine snack or meal? So Trevor said grapes.
Like frozen or regular?
I don't really think he
Was it clear?
Grapes in general.
Maybe both.
Cotton candy grapes are the shit, man. Those are
Cotton
delicious.
candy grapes are delicious. If you have not tried them yet,
yeah,
sweet but delicious,
so
and they taste like cotton
So
candy. Dan was super pumped. He's like very excited about this.
He's like a foodie, I think, right?
Okay, well, yes, but when you listen to what he makes, it's not like exciting. So I guess Trader Joe's is a place in the States.
Yes, I hear a lot of good things.
So I guess they also, I've never been in one. They have like recipes and stuff like throughout the store.
Oh.
So they saw one for peach dump cake. And no, it's not like take a dump. Essentially you put like the peaches down and then you put like the cake and then you put butter.
Have you guys not seen this lady?
I've seen that lady. She's got so
like a million of them. Yeah.
So he's very excited about that. And he said he ate it in like a day and a half, like this giant dump cake. And
wow.
Yeah. So he's like, so they've made that and he's like, it's easy to make with the kids. And like, so it's fun. So he is a fan of dump cakes. Jacob, besides what we literally just said over there, the thing that he eats more lobster.
Okay.
He's by the ocean, so I'm sure it's fresh lobster. But yes, he's been very excited to eat lots of lobster.
So he goes swims there, gets the lobster.
I don't think they have lobster though, like
I have
in
no idea.
California, like in that part of the ocean, because I've been to Nova Scotia, like, and they
Yeah.
really have.
Oh yeah, they have all the traps and stuff there.
We went on like whatever tours and things, and like the lobsters need to live like they don't live like in the Caribbean. They need to live where the water is like colder.
Oh.
So they don't have fresh, like they don't. That's why in the east coast of Canada, and then you think of like Boston and Maine and all that stuff, the northeast of.
Or you think like Alaska, which is super high up on the
Is
west
where
side.
they have like all the fresh lobster, like, you know, the lobster, like that's where it's like a delicacy because you can get it like fresh versus down south, it's not lobster as much. So I don't think on that side of the country, like it's warm over there.
But he didn't sound like he was making a joke. It sounded like he was being serious.
No, I don't think he was making a joke.
I
I'm
was
just
just saying,
saying,
okay.
Maybe crabs?
You know what? I'm not a fan of lobster. I've tried it. I find the texture is too hard. And I have like avoided seafood most of my life, but recently I've come on board.
Where are you eating lobster?
I ate it in PEI.
Okay.
You went to PEI?
With Mom when we went to Nova Scotia.
Where was I?
Not coming to the wedding of your sister-in-law.
Oh yeah. Oh, ouch. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. So anyways, we went, and I like crab legs because they are soft and you can dip them in butter.
Garlic butter. Oh.
Like, yes, you can also dip lobster in garlic butter, but it's less work with crab legs. Well, unless you're actually like pulling them out, which is
Okay. In your defense, I'll give you this. Eating a whole, like my goal when we went to Nova Scotia was, and this is so off topic and we should get back and we should also wrap up, but my goal was like, we're going to eat a whole lobster. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of work.
And apparently, if you eat their brain, you die or something.
Yes, you can die.
No, okay, no one's eating their brain.
Poison.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I don't know.
That escalated very quickly.
I didn't eat anything in the head, okay? But like you gotta, and it's like hard to open. Like you see people on TV and they're just like, la, la, la. No,
like
that's
gliding through.
Like you really gotta like work to get this shit out. And it's good, but
I feel like it's a lot of work just to.
I don't know if it's
something.
effort. I feel like if I'm gonna eat lobster, I'm gonna let someone take it, deshell it, and cut it
up and everything.
Yeah, like when I go to Red Lobster, I get the lobster pizza because it's like lobster pieces all over pizza, so the work's already done and the lobster flavors there.
I miss going to
Ooh, very nice.
Remember restaurants?
I do.
I remember, yeah.
I know. One of these days,
Anyways.
guys, we'll be allowed to eat again.
Yeah.
And Eric's favorite quarantine snack is gluten-free pizza. Well, there you go. Next question. What is something you could do 20 years ago that you can't do now? This one stumped them. They were like, we can do everything. In fact, we're better at things now than we were. So then they changed so Trevor's like,
Do you
nothing.
feel like they just didn't want to answer?
They didn't want to seem like they were old.
Right. Or that, there's things that you could do in the 90s that you can't do now. But because they're inappropriate.
I didn't take it to mean that though. I took it mean like, can you do backflips and shit? That's what I kind of.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. So Trevor says nothing. He does way more things now because he has a little more money than he did back then, and he's available. And I don't know if he said the money thing. He just said he's able to do things more now.
Like, to be fair,
because you're an
like,
adult. That's why. Because when they were in O-Town, everything was very structured and regulated, right? It's like you have to be here now. Now you got to go to this photo shoot. Now you have to do this. Now you have to do that. So they didn't really have their own free will at that time. But now they obviously are in charge of their own destiny and can do whatever they want, was essentially kind of what they said.
But I do kind of agree to their point, though, because, like, the more you practice something, the better you become at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought they were fantastic at their concerts, right?
Yeah.
So, and we have, like, so much better technology, like lighting, cameras, like everything. So, yeah, like, I mean, I don't think they slowed down by any means. I think they're getting more. It's like a fine cheese.
Aging, yes.
I like that you said cheese and not wine.
So, have you had 15-year-old cheddar? Because that shit is delicious. We had that recently. Anyways, Dan said that as a band, they're more productive in their conversations and they don't really argue anymore. And Erik also said that communication is much better
That's good.
because back in the day,
Interesting.
they were very like, you know, you're young and you're like, I know everything, whatever, very ego. And then when somebody was saying something like, you know, then they were like, fuck you, whatever, right? Which also goes into this next question. Do you criticize yourself while watching your performance? Like, do you watch your performance afterwards? Because you know how Lou used to do a thing where he would like film and then you'd have to like
Watch it after.
right? Like all the boy bands do that. Trevor says yes, but they do it in a positive, productive way.
Okay.
And then Jacob says it's more like pointing out to help, not to be a jerk.
That's
so
good.
it's just like,
That's
hey, you know,
good.
like
That's good.
because they do all of their own choreography, right? Like they don't have so a lot of it's from before, but they've also done it themselves. So they'll like and Erik actually said that it's really good because fans will be on Instagramming like the show. So like when they're in the car afterwards, he's just looking up all the tag stuff and like watching their performance pretty much. So he can see it like immediately after the show, it's already there because you're posting throughout the thing. So he said that's a really good way for them to see like, okay, we could have done a little bit better with that, or oh my God, you went that way, whatever. But it's like very productive. And then
Remember on Mission Man Band where they got super mad?
Yeah.
That's an episode that you guys got to watch.
It's also a maturity thing. I think, like Chinzia was saying, it ties back to the previous question because, like, when you're young and your ego is not in check, it's very hard to take any kind of criticism, regardless of whether it's constructive or not.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed.
Something I think you have to learn as you get older that, like, if someone is critiquing you, it doesn't mean like they think you're a bad person or that you suck or whatever. It's just it can be helpful.
Excuse you. I am very bad at taking criticism. So, and so are you, you dink.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm like certain people in
really
bad.
Yeah, both of us.
Just
both of us. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure. Interesting. Okay. I'm just like a marshmallow man. I feel like anytime criticism comes towards me, I just need to mature like O-Town.
Well, and they might not take good criticism from other people. It's just the fact that they're like they're a close group.
They're like 40, so you still got a few years. Maybe it'll kick in soon.
Maybe probably not.
And then Jacob also pointed. So Erik was talking about watching the things after, but Jacob points out that like because he was talking that he recognized many people on the chat, and then he was like, "You've all been to lots of shows, and you guys pointed out if we fuck up." He's like, "So mid concert, I'll do like something wrong, and people will be like." Like, oh, you gotta go that way, buddy, or whatever. So he's like, so it's kind of hilarious. Like, he's like, because you guys are at the shows, like I can just instantly see from your faces if I'm like messing things up or whatever. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but he's like, he's like, it's good.
Feedback at the shows.
Yeah, so I'm like, I think that's actually really interesting. Yeah. So yes, they're really like, you could really see like how well they communicate and how well they get along with each other, and even in the interview,
they fit together.
How well they fit together. Yes. But even in the interview with Dianne and I, you could see like them like just like a real genuine friendship and like doing stuff like you can like see they could like, oh yeah, hey, remember that time? Oh yeah, like, and just like you could see that they play off each other.
Fun banter.
And going back to what I was saying before, like they're genuinely doing this for the love of doing it because clearly they're not like, you know, raking in millions of dollars. So you know, we should really wrap up, but all I'm saying is if you did not attend any of these O-Town events and you're kind of listening to this just as a fan of us or you're a fan of other boy bands and that's why you listen to us, we said it in the last one, like honestly consider going to some O-Town events. Like they work really hard, they really care and appreciate that you like are there, and you know.
And that's one of the goals of our podcast is to bring O-Town up. Like, that's like, so honestly, like great shows, very reasonably priced shows. I feel like the ones that are in Ohio are like $15, $25, something like that. Like just if you're obviously able to and can, then go out and see them. And hopefully they'll do some more virtual ones if we can't. And O-Town rocks. So thank you guys.
Make sure to support them. And while you're supporting O-Town, make sure to support us as well.
Like and subscribe to all of us on so again, that's Boy Band Break, BOY
BAND
BREAK.
Well done spelling.
That's sister action. All right. Thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.